Good morning, Ray here, not that one. Well, as you can see, I'm out in my canoe today. This is Good Friday, so I'm out for 4 days and 3 nights canoe camping on the Norfolk Broads. At the moment I've just dropped all my gear off at Ludden Bridge. Yeah, and I know what you're thinking, I haven't bought the kitchen sink. Well, you don't know what's in that green box yet, so you know, don't jump to conclusions. But I do feel I've got enough gear with me, so we'll see how we go. But now this is a bit of a trial, so this will more than likely be my last really long trip out with a canoe before I go to Sweden. So I'm going to use this trip as just to work out the essentials, from the nice to haves to the, you know, yeah, I'd love to take that, and whittle the list down into a manageable portage size. So that's the plan. So we're going to get this lot loaded up and I will see you on the water. Yes, so with being an Easter weekend, I am taking a bit of a gamble on the amount of traffic that might be here. I have done Easter once before, that was a couple of years back, I think it was, maybe 3, and it wasn't too bad. The forecast for this weekend has been a bit mixed, so I hope that might perhaps put a few people off. Not me, of course, but we'll see. But my plan is I've passed How Hill. I'm now heading up to sort of beginning of Barton Broad really, and there's a few areas up there, so as I get a chance I'll get the map out and we can have a look. And then I'm going to head up to the Dilham and Norfolk Canal, and there's no motorboats up there whatsoever, so they're just not allowed to go there, so that'll be pretty idyllic. That's where I aim to spend, you know, a good portion of this trip. But certainly blessed with the weather so far. That green box is a nice box, and that is pretty, well, that's all food. that is pretty full of food. A lot of meat and associated bits and bobs. So I am planning on doing a fair bit of cooking. And with a break from tradition, I've got in that red bag at the front, that is full of firewood. So depending on where I end up, I'm hoping to have at least one campfire, which will be quite nice because I don't normally do that, but I think here will be okay. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. You're back. Well, I've just passed Turkey Broad. I'm now going down a little stave. I think this one's called Lime Kiln. Been in there once before. When I was here a few years back and on Barton Broad, and it was a particularly windy day. And I can tell you now, Barton Broad is very much like the sea when the wind's up. Because there was 2 of us then, and we had a hell of a job to get back. It was absolutely ripping. Yeah. Was in fear for the canoe because I was convinced it was going to capsize, and we was up and down. It was just like being on the open sea. It was, yeah, just a little bit scary actually, especially for my partner at the time. Oh, this is Neatless Head down there, Neatless Head Stave, and we're now going down Gay's Stave. I imagine that was named back in the days when Gay meant something completely different. I don't know, somebody's turned the boat around here. They'll try and do their best to take me out by the looks of it. Better slow down a bit. Some of the people on these hire craft do make you wonder. Which is probably why there's so many signs up, because it wouldn't take a whole lot of common sense to realise that if you was in front of a house with a nicely mown lawn and benches and stuff, that it's bloody private. It's not rocket science, but clearly some people haven't got that much common sense. So on this trip I brought a secret weapon to deal with the wind. It's not an outboard motor, unfortunately, but I'm hoping that these will make a lot of difference. I can already see they're barely long enough. This is one of the longest ones I had in the shop. Oh dear, yeah, that's a disaster, isn't it? We are going to get absolutely bloody soaked. Yes. My thinking was that I'd be able to make a lot more headway with these, because I've had a paddle on each side. I wasn't really banking on getting fucking soaking wet. Jesus, how can one paddle have so much water come off it? Clearly they need to be longer. And yeah, there's no more adjustments, so that is my secret weapon. Rather seems to have fallen a bit flat. The problem is when you've just got one oar, it's difficult to maintain a lot of forward momentum if it's windy. Whereas for these, in theory, it should be a lot better. But when I got my wetsuit on, we're going to be very soon in the full force of the wind now. Blimey. Yeah. Who would have thought it could be so different? Yeah. Oh, blimey. I seem to remember last time I spent most of the time in these bloody reeds on the edge here. It's not even really a bloody windy day. Turned me. comes the ranger. Can I see your licence, sir? Time for a coffee. Nice sausage roll. Very shortly, I've got a huge pork pie I'm going to dive into. I thought the ranger was turning around, but he's not. It's a Walker's pork pie, courtesy of Mr. Waitrose. Now apparently, these are very, very good. So, look at that. That's what we're talking about. Chicken liver is tonight, and I need to be getting that out of my cool box, because otherwise that's going to be frozen solid. So before I leave, I shall be getting that out. So now, while we're waiting for our coffee to brew, our Tyler's coffee, of course. God. These are some of the moments in life that you never really forget. Just building memories. It's certainly a lot more relaxed than it was bike packing the chalk way. Yeah. A lot more relaxed. That's the reason I've got my long trousers on and not my shorts, because no, I can't get it up. My wound that I received is yeah, it's not been healing up terribly well so far. I had it covered for a few days, but then I uncovered it thinking the air would help it heal. But according to a very good friend of mine who is a nurse, that was the wrong thing to do. I have to keep it covered up so that it heals from the inside upwards. I was forming a scab, but it was still not healing underneath. So I wasted a few days, but now I'm on it. You know. Daily salt baths, and then keep it covered. So hopefully, another week that'll be done. Right, we better be quick before the wind notices I've got a map out. So, for all my overseas friends, obviously we're in the UK, and I'm in a place called Norfolk, which is above London really, and that's the round bulbous bit that sticks out on the right hand side, about a quarter of the way up the UK. So that's where we are. So Ludden Bridge is here. That's where I parked the car, and I've paddled up this section here all the way up to Barton Broad, which is this bigger section here. That's Turkey Broad, which I went through, and then I went down this Neater's Head stave, which was down here, came back up, crossed Barton Broad in the wind, and I'm now pretty much where that, I've marked that mark there because that's where I've had a camp before, and we're now going to be heading up the Ant, across to Wayford here, and then this is the canal I'm going up, the North Walsh and Dillon Canal, and you can go all the way up to that honing here. So that's just an overview of where we are. This is the North Sea all here, so we are quite close to the sea. And oh, there goes the swan. Oof. 2 swans. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy, I think. Yeah, so if you know, this is Great Yarmouth is here, and Lowestoft is just down here at the bottom of the map. So that's where we are. So you've got a bit of an idea. Right, now you didn't tell me that in my haste to leave I haven't put my life jacket on, so I'm very disappointed, both in you and myself. You may have noticed this is slightly different to the one I normally wear. That's because this one is a new one, a bit more upmarket. It's got extra pockets, whereas the other one had no pockets. This has got two at the front, one at the back. It's also got much better flotation, and I've bought this really for the Sweden trip, so if I do fall in I'll be okay. Hello? Yeah, good, you? Load of silver birch. You've got perfect hammock spacings there. Bit of grass. Yeah. Ooh. That could be a contender. Have to beat the motorboats to it now. Yeah, that's looking, oh, that's a prime bit of frontage. Yeah, that doesn't look like a bad place to live, does it? I suppose the little brick cottage was a bit small and tired, but you've managed to build a nice cedar extension to it. And there's a windmill to boot. And it's right by the river, with its own boathouse. Yes. One thing I noticed about that is they haven't felt the need to plaster that wall with no mooring, private, no landing signs. Which either means that you can park there, but I rather suspect that you can't, because it's a private garden, isn't it? They just haven't felt the need to plaster it with signs. Very nice mill. Ah, angling water discharge pipe. That's not very nice, because we know what comes out of there, don't we? It was a boat went under there, and I heard an almighty crash. And it obviously took everything off the roof. There was bits of fiberglass and cowlings flying everywhere. So I'd imagine he took off his lights, probably his radar, maybe an antenna. He was doing quite a bit of cursing. Probably even more so if that was if that was a hire craft. Because it'd be his deposit gone. A fair bit of peace and tranquility. Two of my favourite words. Now, if anyone's in the market to rent a houseboat, River Holidays houseboats to hire on the Broads. Wayford Park River Holidays. So if you fancy a tranquil time with your near neighbours and the hum of the road in the background, this could be the perfect spot. Well, we've had a small change of plan. As you can see, I've now got my tent set up. I've seen this rather nice little place. It's not really a campsite, but it's where they hire out the canoes and paddleboards at Dillon. So I saw this, and it was quite early, it's only about 3:30, so it was too soon to really set up a wild camp. So I thought, oh, I'll stop here, put my feet up and relax. So this is what I'm doing. So luckily I brought the tent with me. Lovely day still, lovely evening. Well, it's still afternoon at the moment, so. But yeah, so we're all good. It's now time to get prepared for my chicken liver dish. So, just got to prep a few ingredients first. Considerable amount of garlic. That's it, a jalapeno pepper. And lastly, a green pepper. I'll try chicken livers. We need to put plenty of salt on those. Like so. Obviously, as I'm on the campsite, I'm going to use my gas stove, so this will be a little bit tricky, but good dollop of olive oil. A whole bag full of spices there. In here there's cinnamon, ginger, cumin and cloves. You can use cardamom powder as well, but I never had any, so that's missing, but other than that, that's what's in it. Okay, that's just about there, so let's add the rest of the stuff. Not forgetting the herbs. Well, when I say herbs, clearly I mean spices. Right, just some lemon juice. Right, all what's left to do now is plate up and enjoy it. Wild rockets. And stick this on top of that lot and we're done. I think the bigger plate might have been useful. There we go.